Hey, well, hey there, friends. Here we are. It's time to do some painting again. Super glad to have you. I am doing something a little different today, and that kind of, I don't know, I've never really done before. And that's pretty spot on when it comes to um, the adventures of streaming your work. And one of those things is that I've never streamed my process of actually just coming up with an idea. Um, hey there, Derek. Woot woot. Richard, nice to see you in the chat for sure. Welcome to the party. How's it going today? What are you guys working on? Hey, Kent. Nice to see you. Hold on just a second. My mic is. So last stream, I ended up muting myself because I was coughing, and then proceeded to have myself muted for like 10 minutes or 5 minutes or something crazy as I was answering someone's question. So if I end up doing that again, which is totally a noob move, please, please let me know. uh, So Derek says he's working on some flyers for an outlet store. That's cool. If you can send a link up in the chat so we can see what you're working on, that would be great. I'll pull it on stream and we'll have a look. If you're up for doing that, no pressure. I always like to see what people are working on during the workday, for sure. Ken says he's working on a design for upcoming Christmas concert for the church I work for. Hey, Kent, that's really cool. So, are you on staff as a graphic designer, or is that one of your many responsibilities? Because I can relate. I was a worship director for a church for 8 years, and I did graphic design for them as well. So, yeah, let me know what you're doing. I'd love to connect. So, one of the things I realized is for whatever reason, um, my pieces end up being portrait style, like, up and down, rather than any particular like landscapes. And there are much fewer landscape pieces that I've been doing, and I'm not really sure why that's the case. I don't know if we're just drawn as artists to particular layouts. uh, for sure, anybody in the chat, if you're a designer and were stuck on Helvetica for a while, put a 1 in the chat. It's totally me. Helvetica new, actually, to be specific. And I'm starting to see the ones in the chat. For sure. We all have to go through the Helvetica stage. I don't know why. So Kent is he's on staff, but he's currently working from home. Nice. What is your position, if you don't mind me asking? So part of me, so when we come to getting ideas, and when it comes to how do you get ideas, and a lot of the time I'll be out doing something and I'll come up with an idea for a painting or for a piece, and you'll either take a mental note or an actual physical note. I used to keep a document that would say, here's my ideas for pieces that I wanted to do, and I haven't kept that up. I finished the pieces that I wanted to do, and I haven't had anything more. And so actually what you're seeing is I'm coming in completely with no idea what I'm going to paint or what I'm going to work on, and we're just going to see kind of what happens, which is a little insane, but it's what I do. So what I'm thinking about right now, it would be really, really fun. And maybe what I'll start with is I've got this character idea of I've got like this, for some reason I got like this kid wizard in my head. I don't know if this is the right brush. I have some brushes that I've made. I use some other brushes as well. I really need to go through and kind of fix my brushes. So Ken says he's one of the graphic designers. That's really cool. You're just one of the graphics. So you must work at a larger church then that has multiple graphic designers on staff. So I thought maybe I would do this like piece of this wizard, like he's maybe fighting. And if I give him glasses, will he be too Harry Potter-esque? Maybe we won't do glasses. I don't want him to be Harry Potter, so. But sometimes when I'm working on a piece, it'll come from the knowledge of a character. Rather than like, hey, let's explore. I wanted to explore this character. Like I was doing this piece. It's like an under the sea, deep sea diver, and it actually didn't come from the deep sea diver. It came from wanting to do the sea creature. That was part of it, which is kind of crazy. Just figure out how I want to do his hat. So I kind of want like this oversized, like, look to him. Like he's wearing an oversized hat. You know what I mean? Like he's got this really huge hat on. would be kind of funny if he was like, because it's such a big hat, he has to kind of hold on to it. And then the other part of him is like, so this is where my proportions really start to get out of hand here. Because I wanted to be, you know, a little guy. So Derek's asking if I mainly draw or work in Photoshop, and the answer to that is a little more complicated because I've taken about a 3-year break from drawing because due to an arm injury, the nerves in my arm, and so I had to stop. And I was mostly working in Photoshop, and then I also switched over to doing a lot on the iPad as well. Uzbekistan. Is that where you're from? I wonder if actually I should have more of an action pose. Derek says, yeah, I'm sorry to hear that. I'm sure any artist would have to hate to have to happen to them. I'm glad you're back, better and back at it. Thank you. Yeah, I appreciate that. That's very kind of you to say. Yeah, it took a lot of patience and a lot of tears actually to come out on this side of things. Always do this, friends. I always do this, but I always make my necks way too large. It's been a problem since day one. And so I'm noticing that I probably want... I just bumped my microphone. Sorry, but sorry if that was loud. I don't know why. Sorry, I was just checking something. Trying to decide how I want to handle this humongous hat. I'm wondering if it'd be better not to have quite, you know, the large brim. This hat's gonna kill me, I know it. Christina says long necks could be your thing. Is this Harry Potter? No, it's not Harry Potter. We're doing, I've just had an idea regarding a wizard. A wizard. I do love that in the world of digital illustration, you can move things around if need be. Say, like, I can even, like, let's go up 110%, make that just a little bit bigger. And we're going to go up 110% again. 110%. Is that actually making it any bigger? Okay, there we go. Now it's going. Yeah, yeah. It kind of is like Arthur from Sword in the Stone for sure. I'm still not happy with this hat. Sometimes when this happens, I just really have to maybe go look at some more reference is probably what I need to do. And pull that up, but see, that's why I was, see how I was kind of drawing his head in here, right in here? Because I want to make sure that it, it actually fits, or that it would fit his head, you know. Oh boy, the wrong button there. When you're sketching like this, there's just always so much to think about in regards to, is what I'm sketching actually going to work? That kind of thing. More confidence. How's everyone's projects coming? How was the flyers for church coming? And how long have you worked for the church, Derek? You're sometimes making up clothing like this. It can be really difficult for me because I don't have the memory, the bank, especially when it comes to like drawing robes and things like that. 3 years at the church, 21 and one for that. Before I was a designer for a telecom. Oh wow, yeah. So you have a lot of experience as a designer. My goodness, Kent, that's fantastic. Give him some things that would distinguish him from Harry Potter. Like a feather in his cap. How about that? Well, that's cool. It's nice to meet another person who has done ministry work and start over maybe with his mouth a little bit. Sometimes I like doing this. Is I'm like, okay, that's mouth option number 1. But I'll start on. And maybe this one is going to be a little bit less large. Mm-hmm. All right. Typical fashion. I need to flip the canvas to see the problem. Why does it? I need to figure out why it's doing that. So like, sometimes it does that. Guys, there's a picture of Danny Glover from Lethal Weapon on the wall behind me saying I'm getting too old for this. With bluesy saxophone music playing. Oh my goodness. Getting too old for this. So I don't know if his pose is, dynamic enough. I might have to work more on that. Little magic booties here. They're magic booties. Hey Joel, how you doing, guy? Welcome to the stream, brother. What are you at working from home again today, or? So this character, Joel, is just one that is kind of coming out of my head as we go. I'm waiting for a piece to dry, oil painting, and then I need to start getting the transfer going for the watchmaker's workshop too. So we're going to do a little bit of that as well today. But I think he's going to be fighting something. So I need to have his arm kind of more maybe up. What I love about digital painting is the ability to do what I just did with moving his arm up there a little bit. Oh, look, this is old mouth. Should move his old mouth. Just delete that. We have a copy of it. Yeah, a goblin or a gnoll. I was thinking, yeah, almost like, or maybe a mountain troll he could be fighting. I feel like maybe his stance is too stoic. I might have to come in and figure that out. Derek says, I said it once and I'll say it again, so I love your art style. It just flows so well, too well. Oh, hey, thanks. Thanks, Derek. That's super kind. I appreciate it. Thank you, guys. Yeah, he's, I think he may need to have kind of a stance, like, kind of lunged forward. But he may not be the only person in the crew that's fighting. What I thought I'd do today, which would be kind of fun, would be to on stream literally just do a like just a creative process from nothing. See what happens. And I got some fun people on Behance watching as they're working. Typically, my Behance crew is just working on other stuff, which is really fun. I'm really glad that you're hanging out while we're doing this here today. All right, let's give this guy just a little bit of value to kind of see where we're sitting. I also like to not always have I like working on a toned background. And that can help for lots of different reasons. Oh, and Phoebe's here. Hi, Phoebe. Nice to have you, my dear. Joining to watch the awesome background while I get some stuff done, sir. Love seeing the sketch come to life with added value. Hey, thank you. Phoebe's an old friend. It's good to connect with blasts from the past when I'm doing these streams. So, Phoebe, what are you working on today? What's Phoebe's also an artist. A creative, I should say. Designer, maybe, is what you would probably... Is that how you... It's hard to sometimes know how we label ourselves when we're creatives. I've recently started just calling myself an artist. Right, all right, I guess I'm going to be an artist. Oh, and Aisha's here. Hello. Welcome. Good to have you again, my dear. Derek says, started to notice this scene artist color in the design in grayscale. Is that normal practice you do before putting in color? That's a great question, Derek. So one of the things I've noticed for myself is that I like indirect painting, and this is something I'm kind of discovering for myself in who I am and what I like. And indirect painting is, in its simplest form, is where you paint in stages. So in this instance, I would paint value and then glaze in color over that. And what that does is it allows me to tackle issues in stages. So I can do a drawing, I can get the value right, and then add color. It's kind of an old school approach to painting, but that's how that's just how some people work. And I'm finding for myself that's how I like to work. So for example, let's say I could, I'm gonna take this layer, do a clipping mask over it, and I don't know, what color should this guy have? Let's say it's purple. I can then just add the purple, and I switch over to color. And let's see here. What is going on here? Why am I not able to... What is happening? Why can't I get his background? Why can't, Do I have some sort of weird selection going on here? Look at that. Why is it just going around? Look at that. What is going on? My clipping mask. When I set it to color, it goes away. What am I missing here? I'm seriously baffled why it's not going on to the... We need to restart. Photoshop a little bit here, because I don't know what's happening. So that's kind of, I do the whole indirect painting method in when it comes to oil painting. Now, I haven't always done that in digital painting. Yeah, Derek, I'm not sure. I've kind of gone back and forth if I should show my layers panel, if that's even interesting to people. If I do that, I have to kind of make my camera smaller, which is probably fine, but. Phoebe's designing a conference room for a pharmaceutical university. I'm okay with all the labels. Prefer artist too, way more romantic. Artist is romantic for sure, Phoebe. Look at that. It's not going in there. Okay, hold on a second here. Look at that. There's certain... I have no idea. Look at that. As like certain areas it's coloring, and other ones it's not. Go figure that out. Look at that. It's like... I don't understand. Yeah, I have no idea. I have no idea why I can't color glaze right now. No idea. I don't know if it has to do with the opacity of the layers or... See, it's there. It's just when I get to... I get to color. I don't understand. Yeah, something's really messing it up. And I don't know what it is. Yeah, it's weird. Wild. Anyways, I'll figure that out later. Grouped in some sort. They're not grouped. I'll bring the layer palette over so you can see what's going on. Yeah, I just have a regular old layer. It's on normal. And then I have a clipping mask. Right? So it's only affecting... But let's say I want to color this. I can't. It's only... Isn't that just absolutely wild? Yeah. I don't know. I've never experienced that before. Yeah, maybe it doesn't paint over. Yeah, I don't know. I've never quite experienced that before. I have. It's been a while for me to be in Photoshop. Like I said, I took an extended break, and maybe something has changed that I just don't know about. Asha says, catching up on what I missed in chat. Kent, that's cool that you work for church. Love that job like that. That's a dream job for me. But megachurch that rarely has openings. Yeah, that would be really fun to do design for a church for sure. Yeah, I don't know. Phoebe, thanks for looking at it. I don't understand. Like I said, I've never had quite this issue before. Part of me just wants to. Yeah. So here's what I'm gonna do. I'm going to run. We're gonna run a flat. Just under everything here. Boop, 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 boop. All right, so what I'm doing right now, it's called a flat, where I'm just basically outlining the character. I did this a lot when I was doing children's book illustration. I can move characters around if I needed to. I could basically isolate them from the background. It also speeds up the painting process because you don't have to worry about painting outside the lines. You say, I'm just going to paint inside it. Now, of course, I would typically do this with a finished piece. But I'm just testing right now. That's fun to see that we have some people in ministry in the chat. I think that's actually really, really fun. For those of you who are new, I actually did church ministry professionally for about, or vocationally for about 8 years. And was a worship director. And also took on the responsibilities of tech and graphic design, marketing and stuff. It was a smaller church. So, all right, so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to lock the pixels. This is a great, if you lock the pixels of a layer, you then can't paint outside of it. So let's say, let's find the color we want this wizard to be. Let's say he's gonna be blue. Let's say that. So then what I can do is I can come back and grab like a textured brush here and then just kind of paint it. Now this would not be indirect painting. This would be direct painting for sure. But I can kind of just build up the layers as I go. I need to turn that back on. And I like this approach. It allows a lot of flexibility. See how I can just really quickly, now I can just start to do my color and not having to worry about, you know, where I'm at with like painting inside the lines and kind of all that kind of stuff. And you kind of just move a little bit quicker. I'm actually thinking that giving him kind of this like, and what also allows you to do this particular method is to, you know, paint in large swatches, and not have to, you know, go right into detail. I can kind of paint in areas that kind of keep me moving. Give him kind of a Lothlorien-esque. So I have to unlock the pixel here for a sec. Whoa! Unlock the pixels here, and then there we go. Lock them back up. So that's actually another really nice technique that I've enjoyed over the years, is the pixel locking. I didn't discover it till, I mean, I was pretty far into things, really. And then what's cool about it too is like, okay, I can do another layer, and I can do a clipping mask, which is Control-Alt-G. And then let's say I want to set that to like overlay, and this is where I would like add my my light. So let's say I want to come in, and it adds brightness, and typically saturation. So kind of gets your lights more saturated. So you're kind of like painting with the light, which is kind of a weird experience, but it's kind of fun. I want to add a little bit of, you know, red into his face. I can do that here. Yeah, I've never known a church that has enough volunteers. That's pretty wild. You know, Aja, actually displaying that, I understand. Yeah, for sure. The keeping lyrics going during songs is totally can be very, very stressful. I'm gonna select a multiply layer, and this is like, think of it as glazing and watercolor. So it just makes it a little bit darker as you go. What we ended up doing, I programmed a program called Ableton, and that automated our lyric changes because we were running tracks at the time. And then so then the music the lyrics should be changed automatically where we're at in the song, which was really sweet. And then so this also needs to be a clipping mask too. So then what we would do is then, because there's a lot to click on in a worship service, and then so the projectionist could just focus on doing that portion later, which was kind of cool. It ended up working really, 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 really well. You know, it's a little bit of programming on the front end, but once you get it, it's totally worth it. Because one of the worst things is having lyrics that aren't correct. It can be so distracting. Okay, so this is my drawing layer right here. When you lock the pixels too of that, what you can do is that you can actually come in and color the layer too. And so then so that's not just a black and white piece, but it actually, the lines have color to them. That's kind of a nice way of doing stuff too. Yeah, if a pastor's calling you out by name, that is not a good thing. Nah, I don't think that's right. Yeah, it is kind of fun painting with light. There's something pretty special about it for sure. Do another multiply layer. Yeah, the idea of painting with light has always been really interesting to me. And to me, it ends up being the most fun part for sure. So here I'm painting kind of on an opaque layer. Kind of get his hair coming through there. So the whole thing can't be indirect. Eventually I have to actually paint a layer. So anyways, that's kind of how I would build up a character, how I built up a character. Obviously this is really rough. It's just a sketch. But it helps you kind of see what it is that I do and my kind of approach to things. And Flip this image around here again. So, you know, it's interesting, as rough as it is, you can totally kind of piece it together as to what's going on, which I think is really a testament to this method of not getting too caught into the details kind of thing. Friday, welcome. Nice to have you here. Welcome to the party. We're just drawing a wizard just for fun. Nothing too crazy. Glad you could make it. And yeah, thanks for happening. What do you got going on today? What are you working on? A lot of the people who view are just kind of hanging out and working on projects. So yeah, thanks Christina. Thanks, beautiful. Those of you who don't know, I got my wife who's in the chat, which is really, really fun. What's really tempting is to start kind of zooming in and start doing a little kind of noodling a little bit. Oh, you're from India. Yeah, everybody say hi to Hriday in the chat. Sorry if I'm saying that. And Jack is here. Hi, Jack. Welcome. Nice to have you. Everybody say hi to Jack. So those of you on Facebook, YouTube, or even Twitch, there's a chat going on at Behance as well. And so there were some people there. And unfortunately, that chat does not cross over into the chat on the other platforms. So sorry about that. And yes, the Leaf of Lothlorien. For sure, there it is. So even at this stage, there's some things that are happening that I'm not super excited about. And so we're going to try to make a large change here. Control, Shift, Copy, copies all the layers, and then now it's pasted it in its own. What I'm doing is I'm just moving his eyeball around a little bit. So Harjay says, I'm doing graphic design on my phone, which is so difficult, but nothing to do. You doing, how are you designing on your phone? Or what program are you using? Is it an Adobe product or something? So if you guys want to, I'm going to be taking off here pretty soon. We're going to be ending the stream. If you are interested in continuing the conversation, hop on the Discord. I will paste it in the chat here. We've got a little community that we're just starting of people who like making art, who love art, people who appreciate it, and even we're going to be talking art business in the future there. So make sure to hop on there and say hello. If you haven't already done so, Discord's a great way to stay connected to other communities. We'll also be getting one going here on Facebook as well, but that's a little bit down the road. But yeah, make sure to stop in and say hello. We did get Dark did come in and just joined us in here today, which is really fun. So make sure to do that. We got some fun artists who I've just kind of met over the internet who are on there, and I think it's a really cool way to kind of stay connected. So make sure to hop on that. And thank you everybody who joined the chat today. It's super fun to have our crew together today. And thanks for just kind of hanging out as I was, working on a random painting. It's fun that we get to, that I get to kind of just hop on and make some art, and we're all kind of in it together. I think it's a really cool thing. And I really appreciate everybody who comes out and supports this. So, yeah, thank you so much. My next stream will be on Sunday night at 8 p.m. Central. I've been trying Sundays. It's not working as well as my Saturday stream as far as people being able to make it. But at least that's what we're doing for now. But you can always hop on the Discord or on my socials, and you'll know when I'm streaming. So if you're on YouTube or Twitch, you can just always hit a follow there, and we'll have it notifies you as well. So thank you so much, everybody who came on, and it's fun to see the people kind of chatting to each other too in the stream and being an encouragement. I think one of the things that is important to me is that people feel valued as people, whether you're an artist or not, but that you know that you're important and that you're valued and that who you are, and that you matter. And so we're getting some people hopping in on Discord. That's really fun. We got Kent coming in. Use Math just appeared. Fantastic. Thanks for jumping in, you guys, and being a part of this community that we're just starting. If you got any work that you've got that you'd like to share with the group, please do that. So remember that you're valuable, that you're loved, and I'll see you guys on the next stream. Thank you so much. Well, take care. Bye-bye now.